The other day I read a quote by Messi's coach, Pep Guardiola. Gave me the chills all over my body. And if you're a leader or you want to be a great leader, I think this is going to give you a complete different perspective on leadership. If you get value from this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. So let me tell you what happened the other day. My sister has an Instagram account. Somebody got into her account, hacked it, stole it, started selling Bitcoins. I'm getting messages with my sister on Instagram saying, hey, you got to buy this Bitcoin. You don't even believe how much money I'm making. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So I sent a message to her, and eventually I just bought a Tesla. I bought this, I bought that. And they message all her people just because somebody hacked into her account. This is why today's sponsor is Aura, because identity theft has officially passed robbery as the #1 crime in America. There is a website through Aura. Imagine a one place to protect all your family for identity theft, where you can go and search how many of your passwords are on a dark web. Tested. A couple of our employees here did it. 43 passwords. 41 of them, 38 of them. If you haven't taken advantage of what Aura offers right now, I highly recommend. Protect you and yourself from America's fastest growing crime. Try Aura free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your 14-day trial at aura.com/PPD. You can click on a link above to get started with Aura. Here's what the quote was. I tried making Messi the best player in the world, but he ended up making me one of the best managers in the world. Pretty wild quote, right? When you think about that. I try to make Messi the best player in the world. He may be one of the best managers in the world. Aren't you the leader? Aren't you the coach? Like, you're supposed to do that to me. He's not supposed to do that to you. But that's the mindset of somebody that thinks they have the responsibility of knowing it all. You have to be the leader of everything. You know how many times I've had interactions with my kids where they've challenged me? I'm like, whoa, that was very interesting what just happened right there. How many times I've had conversations with the people I work with, I'm like, that was a very good point of view. That was a very interesting thing. So somebody may say, oh, wow, so what you're saying is the fact that Messi was his coach. That's why this quote is so powerful. But this guy has his own resume stacked as an individual leader. Watch his resume, by the way, what he's done. He holds the record for the most consecutive league games won in La Liga, in Bundesliga, and Premier League. He was a former player. He was named the FIFA World Coach of the Year. He won 4 Premier League titles, 4 EFL Cups, the FA Cup, a domestic treble in 2018-19. At 37 years old, he became the youngest manager to lift the UEFA Champions League trophy. This is in the history ever. He was the youngest to do it. So again, he's not a lightweight coach. This is a guy that's stacked with his resume. But if you watch him when he celebrates Messi scoring, there's this famous video where Messi scores a goal and he's just sitting like a proud father celebrating with his son, saying, wow, it's so awesome to be working with this. But I'm curious about that quote. Is he saying it because Messi made him a great coach? Or is he saying it because a handful of players were so difficult, so annoying, with such a big upside that he had to work 10 times harder to move them until all of a sudden one day a Messi showed up and he's like, man, I have to spend 100 hours on these guys, but I just have to ask Messi this thing one time and he wants it so bad. And some of these guys were just as capable, but they just weren't mentally willing to pay the price like this guy's willing to pay the price to make it to the highest level. A coach becomes grateful for great players only if he's had a lot of challenging, difficult personalities he worked with. So you ought to be as grateful for these guys as you are for these guys. In my career, I got 4 kids now. Some of the things my kids do that's annoying and it's challenging, like, you know, you get cornered, you don't know how to handle it. I go all the way back to a handful of personalities I've worked with in the last 20-something years of leading salespeople and businesses. And I'll say, man, you remind me of that guy back in 2004. You remember about that guy, that one guy in 2008 that was very hard to work with in that 6-month stint? What you just did reminds me of what he did. But I know how to handle it because that guy coached me. You know what you just did right now, son? You don't even know it. I'm saying it in my mind. I've gone through this 17 times with other people. That was my training to become a great parent. Those difficult people I work with challenge me to become a better leader today. So it's not all about the people you work with that are easy. Sometimes if your goal is to be a great leader, somehow, some way, God or whatever spirit you believe in is going to put some interesting people in your life that will force you to say, I don't even know how to work with this guy. Everything I do is difficult with this person. Why are these people so difficult? Well, maybe that's your challenge to see if you're willing to up your game to learn how to move this person. Because a great leader is either going to say, yep, I'm willing to invest in this person because they are showing signs of greatness, or no, I'm wasting my time. Nothing else is going to happen here because the attitude is that bad. They lack gratitude. They think they know it all. They're difficult to work with. I'm simply needing to move on and fire this person. You're firing this customer, this client, this individual, and say, I just can't save this person and I'm going to move on and find somebody to work with. You're going to say, now I realize why I'm so grateful for this person. Maybe the quote for me was deeper than an average person that reads it. Where I read this quote, I'm like, oh my God. I found somebody in the company that I work with. So put 2015, I've been in the business since 2001, 15, 14 years later, I hired somebody that we work with, Sapalas. I couldn't believe how easy they were to work with. I didn't turn these guys into leaders. They were leaders. But you work with them, you're like, I just watch them. Look at these guys. Look what they're doing. Look what they're so awesome, so great. Look what they're doing. This is so amazing. But I have to go through this to be grateful for people like this that make everybody else better. As a leader, if that's your goal, you're going to go through it as well. And it's going to be a wild ride. So if you appreciate the quote, it's probably because it hits you the way it hit me as well at the current phase you're at. So if you enjoyed this video, I got another video I want you to watch. It's 10 traits to develop as leaders. If you've never seen that, click here to watch it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.